Idi Amin Dada Oume served as the third president of Uganda and also as a military officer. He was considered by many as one of the most brutal oppressors in the modern world history, a dictator and as a cannibal. Let's expound, shall we? Amin was born around 1923 near Koboko in the West Nile province, which is referred now as the Northwest Uganda. His father was a Kakwa and his mother a Lugbara. Shunned by his father at his early years, he was raised by his mother, who was a diviner and a herbalist. He was a member of the Kakwa ethnic group, a small Islamic tribe that settled in this region. Amin joined an Islamic school in Bombo in 1941. After a few years, he left school with only a 4th grade English language and did odd jobs before being recruited to the army. In 1946, Amin joined the British colonial army known as King's African Rifles as a cook. He later upgraded to a lieutenant, playing a part in British actions against Somali rebels and then the Mau Mau uprising in Kenya. He was considered a very skilled soldier, thus magnified his reputation as a cruel and brutal person during interrogations. In 1962, Uganda gained independence from United Kingdom and Amin remained in the army, thus upgraded himself as a sergeant major before being made an effendi and later commissioned as the commander of the Ugandan army in 1965. He described that Apollo Milton Obote, Ugandan president, wanted to arrest him for embezzling army funds.
What do you mean we have no money? I need at least $1 million for intelligence mission immediately.
So he initiated the 1971 Ugandan coup d'etat and proclaimed himself president. Amin was considered a polygamist. He married at least 6 women, 3 of whom he divorced. He married his first and second wife, Maliamu and Kay respectively, in 1966. In 1967, he married Nora, then married Nalongo Madina in 1972. He publicly announced on Radio Uganda that he divorced Maliamu, Nora and Kay. Maliamu was arrested in Tororo on the Kenyan border in April and accused of attempting to pirate a bolt of fabric into Kenya. Kay Amin died in a mysterious way in 1974. Amin fathered as many as 60 children. Until 2003, Taban Amin, born in 1955, his eldest son, was the leader of the West Nile Bank Front, a rebel group opposed to the government of Yoweri Museveni. Troops loyal to Amin sealed off Entebbe International Airport and took Kampala. A broadcast on Radio Uganda accused Obote's government of corruption and preferential treatment of the Longo region.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Mwenda.
Hello, Mwenda. Thank you very much. Just come here to know what you should appreciate.
Can you please first give us your name?
My name is Jamila Chwalade. Major Nobody doctor, you should appreciate. For God's sake, Museveni has done a lot for Uganda today. The development we have yet, yes you did. But many people lost their lives. My father died. During your regime, my father was murdered. I can tell you he was a thief, made a robbery. Let me tell you, Dr. Bote, I appreciate your Museveni for whatever he has done, for the little he has done for Ugandans. We should appreciate, work in hand, advise him, don't abuse him. Just take him as any other person you've been dealing with. Many presidents are doing mistakes. You did mistakes. We forgive you. But we are here. You are giving up. This man has done.
Well,
come back to Uganda.
Jamil, I think your point is made. Let's take another call on the line. Hello. Hello.
Mr. Mwenda,
Yes, Dr. Bote.
that lady does not know what she's talking about. Museveni has destroyed Uganda. The proper way of looking at Uganda under Museveni.
February 2nd, 1971. 1 week after the coup, Amin declared himself president of Uganda, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Ugandan Army Chief of Staff, and Chief of Air Staff. He adjourned certain provisions of the Ugandan constitution. Amin renamed the presidential lodge in Kampala from Government House to the command post. Obote took refuge in Tanzania under the care of Julius Nyerere. He was soon joined by 20,000 Ugandan refugees fleeing from Amin. On August 4, 1972, Amin issued a command ordering the expulsion of 50,000 Asians who were British passport holders. Idi Amin publicly insulted Great Britain and the United States, as well as numerous world leaders. Throughout his first years of his reign, Amin received key military and financial support from the United Kingdom and Israel. He visited both countries and asked for advanced military equipment, but the states refused to provide. In January 1977, Amin assigned General Mustafa Adrisi Vice President of Uganda. In November 1978, hordes loyal to Adrisi revolted. Amin sent troops to those who revolted, some of them who had fled to the Tanzanian border. As the years progressed, Amin's behavior became more unsteady, unpredictable, and harsh. His full self-bestowed ultimate became His Excellency, President for life, Lord of all the beasts of the earth and the fishes of the sea, and the conqueror of the British Empire in Africa. Amin gloated that he kept the dispatched heads of his political enemies in his freezer. Although he said that human flesh was generally too salty for him. During his reign, the media outside of Uganda portrayed him as a comical figure. He casually ordered 4,000 disabled people to be thrown into the River Nile to be eaten by crocodiles. Amin was majorly known for his smile, but he ruled Uganda with an iron fist for 8 long years. By the end of his ruling, Amin had ordered the killings of estimated 300,000 people out of a population of 12 million. He created his own killing squad, tasked with killing soldiers who were suspected to be loyal to Obote. Some of the nicknames he was given are as follows: Butcher of Africa, Butcher of Kampala, Butcher of Uganda, Dr. Jaffa, Big Daddy, Dada, Kijimbia, meaning the machete, Black Hitler. In October 1978, Amin ordered an attack in Tanzania. Assisted by Ugandan nationalists, Tanzanian troops eventually overpowered the Ugandan army. Amin fled the country. He was succeeded as president by Yusufu Lule 2 days later. After escaping first to Libya, he decided to settle in Saudi Arabia. July 19, 2003, his fourth wife Nalongo Madina announced that Idi Amin was in a coma nearing death at the King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, from kidney failure. Idi Amin is remembered as one of the African leaders who are really brutal and a killer by the older audience. The younger audience perceive Idi Amin as a very strong leader, persistent, a builder, a socialist, and a nationalist. Take your time and learn new things about African leaders and their stories. A coin has two sides. Even if Idi Amin is well known for being a cannibal, he has good characters altogether. For many of these interesting and captivating stories, make sure you keep it locked, subscribe, comment down below, turn on the notification bell for you to never miss a story.